All right, so in this video I have a brand new pair of Asics sneakers that are known as the NOVABLAST, and it features a new technology on it known as the FF Blast. But I figured I'd give these a try from a casual perspective and let you guys know my thoughts if these are worth copping or not. And let's go ahead and get in the video. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys would like to shop this week's top sneaker deals, check the link in the description and happy shopping. Last week was some crazy deals, so always check back on Collective Kicks to see like the summary of all the deals that I've been posting. But this video, I wanted to show you guys this NOVABLAST from Asics, and if you guys want to buy a pair of these, I'll link them down in the description. They are $130 at retail. And I would say that in this case, they fit true to size. I actually saw some like Instagram ads for this shoe for some reason. It showed up on my feed and I was like, whoa, this is pretty crazy looking. I actually like the look of the upper. It kind of looks like a fun looking running sneaker with a really interesting looking midsole, as you could see here with the FF Blast on it, but really odd shapes through the midsole. And weird how it's kind of blocky on the back like that too. But I figured I'd give it a try and let you guys know casually about this sneaker, if it's worth giving a go or not. But first, let's go ahead and get into some of the details about this sneaker. From Asics website, it does say the NOVABLAST shoe is for neutral runners seeking a responsive running experience. This lightweight design includes our FLYTEFOAM Blast midsole, which is what the FF stands for an energetic bounce with each stride. The outsole and midsole of the NOVABLAST shoe have been designed to help promote the energized feeling of FLYTEFOAM Blast technology, creating a trampoline effect that propels you forward. The NOVABLAST shoe is also higher off the ground than most running styles, promoting improved comfort over long distances. The shoe's soft engineered mesh upper delivers excellent airflow, keeping your feet cooler throughout your run. Additionally, reflective details provide extra visibility in low light conditions. So that's kind of a summary of it. The men's weight of this shoe is like 9.2 ounces for a men's size 9. But the biggest thing about this release is a FLYTEFOAM Blast midsole. Now, I don't know historically if this is the same as other FLYTEFOAMs or if it's a completely new, different compound. If you guys do know, leave a comment in the comment section. It does feel really soft and squishy, so it feels like it would be a completely new compound, but it also could be the structure of the way that they sculpted this midsole. But I think that's kind of the coolest part about the design is the way that they sculpted this midsole. It feels like it's collapsing in certain ways because of the way that it's cut out. So overall, I'd say that this shoe is actually pretty comfortable. I did put these on and compared it to a couple other shoes on the market that I've recently reviewed. I actually did a whole bunch of comfort sneakers that I just recently posted, so check that out if you guys haven't. But this is the Renew Run from Nike. Price point is $90 on this one, and it features Lunarlon on the inside. And I can tell you guys for sure, if you had a choice between these two, this actually has a much softer experience on feet than the Nike Renew. So it feels definitely more cloud-like, if you will, than with the Renew technology, which is basically reused Lunarlon technology. I'm not too happy with the way Nike rebranded this one, but it's cool to have Lunarlon back again. This is not a terrible shoe by any means. It's actually a great bargain shoe for the price point. In fact, they were on sale as low as like 50 bucks recently. So hopefully you guys got them if you were looking for them. But this is the other one that I tried on in comparison to the FLYTEFOAM Blast, and this one is actually much more soft on feet in my opinion than the NOVABLAST. So it's kind of an in-betweener. This one retails at $160, this one retails at $90, this one retails at $130, and honestly this one falls perfectly in line between these two technologies. This one's soft, squishy, wide track. Feel the softness all the way up to the ball of the foot. In my opinion, when I walk in these things, are great. This is a little bit too firm, and this is actually pretty soft and pretty giving through the heel section of the shoe, and actually not even bad up into the ball area of the foot, but not felt as much as the Infinity React in my opinion. The one thing I will say about this one though, because of all the weird cutouts and kind of the geometric shapes of the midsole, I did feel like these were a little bit unstable on feet. Now I know typically when shoes feel unstable, you have to lock them down as tight as possible, which is not my favorite thing to do. I like to wear my sneakers really loose, and sometimes you can have that balance, which is what you get when you have a knit sneaker like this, where you have the extra lockdown from the knit, and then you don't have to tighten up the laces. When you have a loose tongue like this, which is usually my preference, usually you have to lock down the laces if you want more of a stable ride. And in some cases you don't actually have to do it and you can have both. But this one felt a little bit wobbly. Maybe because there's too many shapes cut out in the midsole. I'm not sure. But from a forward stepping motion, and if you're running forward, I'm assuming it's going to be great. But I did feel like it was a little wobbly. Just wanted to point that out. But the overall look of the shoe and the overall look of the midsole, I think, is actually really dope. I like that they went with a little fade here down the middle of the shoe. It kind of gives off the visible look of a dual density foam because you have like a top layer and a bottom layer. But I don't know if it's actually different layers. I like that you do have a huge stack of foam on the back. And it is kind of interesting how it curves up right here. Kind of reminds me of my Sakai waffles, how it's like a double sole. It kind of reminds me of that because it comes up right here on the back section and then drops down and stuff. So interesting look to that. And I do like the overall just crazy futuristic vibe from the midsole. I think that's a pretty cool feat. You do have some reinforcement back here on the heel and it has a nice little texture on it. Don't really understand the design, but it doesn't look bad. And then there's more like a fused material around the collar of the shoe and the laces. The mesh actually varies in size, so it's smaller cuts back here and then much larger ones across the toe box. And I think functionally that would make it the most sense, and I like the look of it actually. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. You have the big ASICS logo on the side right here and a textured vibe there, and then also on the inside of the shoe. And this colorway in particular has some cool contrasting colors. You have that bright like pinkish orangish color and then neon around the collar and the inside of the tongue, giving it a nice little pop there. You have blue laces, and then obviously the tongue has the matching blue along with the matching pinkish orange around the midsole, and then you have the blue on the traction of the shoe. And speaking of the traction of the shoe, the stuff is pretty soft and it seems pretty nice, and I do like that you have a nice little pad of traction there right in the front of the shoe. It's interesting the way that they sculpted it out like so, but I don't know, it feels good on feet, and it looks like it can provide some pretty nice traction as well. And for those that always want to see the inside, there's the strobo right there on the bottom. It is pretty hard down here, and then you have a soft little insole right there. All in all, I think that the overall shape and design of the shoe is really, really solid. I think it looks cool. I think that hopefully they'll have some cool colorways to drop, and I think that this is a successful colorway. It's the one that drew me in. There's a couple other ones that are a little bit more boring, but this one's pretty wild and has some flair to it. I like the overall fit. It's not too wide, it's not too narrow. The midsole, I think, is one of those things that people are gonna really like or they're not. Again, it's really soft and it's actually noticeable on feet. Now, at first I was like, wow, this is really pretty good, but then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It is a little bit unstable, and because of that, it might be off-putting to some. But the best point about the shoe is the price point starts at only $130, and that was the part where I was like, wait, like $130 seems like a pretty low entry-level point when everything else is $150 nowadays. Even the other ASICS one that I just did a review on that was terrible, I returned it immediately because it had the little rocker thing on the front. I couldn't do those ones. $150 was a waste of money. These ones are much better than those ones, in my opinion, comfort-wise and soft cloud-like feel-wise. Obviously, these hit like a different running market than the other ones that I had, but this is actually really, really decent on feet, and I would say it's worth $130. When they go on sale and they're like $50, $60, it'll be a great choice, I think, for people as well. But ultimately, this is a really good shoe. Again, it falls in line with some of the other models out here, price point wise as well as performance, in my opinion. And by performance, I mean casual performance. But if you like soft and squishy midsoles on sneakers and you're a fan of ASICS, this is going to be a shoe I think you're going to like if you give it a try. But honestly, there's a lot of other sneakers on the market right now that are going to be really stiff competition against these. And I actually did a video, as I already mentioned, of 8 different shoes that are Adidas Ultra Boost like in 2020. And the Epic React is one that I think is really, really good. The other one that I would put really high on my list, if not the top of the list right now, is the New Balance 1080 V10 Fresh Foam X. This thing is an absolute beast. It's my favorite shoe, like as of right now, like to wear casual wise, because it's insanely bouncy and squishy and soft and cloud-like, much more so than any of the other shoes out here that I'm showing you guys. And the price point of this is $150. So if I was going to recommend something, I personally would recommend you try these for $150 versus buying these for $130. But that's just my 2 cents. If we ever have an opportunity to go in store and actually try on shoes again, I would recommend you guys doing that. But obviously right now we're not going to be able to do that. It's funny that New Balance and ASICS are both FF though. Fresh Foam and FLYTEFOAM or whatever. It's kind of confusing. But I think that the technology nowadays is pretty awesome. And I think that almost every brand is bringing something really good to the table. So excited to see where things go from here. But yeah. But anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified of when my videos are live. And hopefully you guys have a good, safe day out there. We'll see you guys hopefully some more videos soon. Peace, guys.